What's happening?
What in tarnation's going on?
I found my iPod Nano.
What?
And what does that mean?
I just
For the rest of us.
playing with it.
Yeah.
What are you going to be doing with that?
I don't know. I don't have any earphones in it.
You should.
I don't know. I don't. There's nothing to talk about. I was just saying I found it. That's all.
Okay.
You listen to a bunch of old music on it? You got your old tunes?
Guys,
basically
this
what I was
has
looking at to see
podcast
what-
from 2011 on it.
What
Actually, I want to see what podcast it has on it.
what have you been listening to 10
I've got
years
3
ago?
episodes of Back in My Play.
Oh, there you go.
Oh,
These aren't that old.
yes.
These are only 4 years old.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
I was behind the curve on this stuff. I didn't. And I get some Penn Sunday School.
Okay.
Okay.
Madam Mattingly from October 2017.
Okay. Okay.
Oh, you were using an
And-
iPod.
So this
that
isn't
recently?
this is not very old.
No, that's what I said.
Yeah.
No,
Like
you know what?
pro-
I was
like you probably brought this to Scoop Fest with you.
I think I probably did.
Yeah, exactly.
I think the main thing I was using this for was in my old Acura, the stereo that I put into it had like a little shelf that you could it would pop out and you could put like your mobile device or any kind of music player on there.
Right.
So that's what I was using this for.
Oh,
Because
okay.
it was just nice and slick. And plus
In car.
that way I didn't have to keep taking my phone in and out. I could just leave this plugged in and it just
Right.
So
Mm.
this has nothing to do with the show. We don't have to keep talking with this. I just was
No, I
excited
think
that
this is
found it, 'cause
Using
it's
old
been-
tech.
And I don't know that I was listening to that stuff. I think I might have turned it on a couple of years ago and it just updated my podcast feeds.
Oh, really?
Ah,
Well, there you go.
Let's go with that.
I see.
There it is.
Hello and welcome to episode 721 of the Player One Podcast for Tuesday, September 1st, 2020. I am your host, Chris Johnston, and with me as always from Canada is Mr. Greg Seward.
Good evening.
How's it going, sir?
I'll tell you what. So my son's, I don't have my kids this weekend, but my son's over. And so he decided tonight he wanted to have Chinese food for supper. So I fired up the old Uber Eats and went to order from our standard Chinese place, and which is about 3 minutes away from here. And just placed the order and here we go. But I noticed when I placed the order, it's like it gave me a warning. It said your address is pretty far away from this restaurant, which I thought that's strange.
Yeah.
It's very close. But I figured out whatever. It's probably some weird setting, and I just ordered it anyway. So ordered the food. Supposed to get here around 6:00. Around 1:45. Whoever my delivery driver was picking it up, and you just get the little map and everything. And so he picks it up, says food's on the way. Great, thinking that's awesome. And I'm looking, and it's like the route that he was supposed to take was really strange. It was like really far away.
Hmm.
So I was like, well, sometimes they have multiple deliveries. So thinking maybe there's another delivery over here that he has to do first. Weird that they would send him there first because it's further away. So I sit there and wait. And of course, because of COVID, it's you don't go out and meet them. It's like it's a drop-off delivery.
Contactless delivery.
Contactless delivery. Thank you.
Right.
Mhm.
So I get a message saying, okay, your food's been delivered, and how was your service? Like, can you rate it? And I was like, well, I didn't see him. I didn't hear him. This guy's like a ninja. So I go out and, well, my food's not out on the deck. So I checked our front door. And my son's like, well, go look downstairs. Maybe he dropped it off at the downstairs door. Look down there. No, nothing. It's like, well, what's going on? And then it occurred to me that the last time I used Uber Eats,
Uh-oh.
I was at CJ's best friend Mike's place. And
Ah!
I never changed the address.
So Mike got some free food.
So I called Mike and I was like, hey, you got some Chinese food? He's like, what are you talking about? I was like, you've got my Chinese food. I'm on my way. So yeah, my food went on quite a trip.
Well-traveled
Amazing.
dinner.
Mike, but
That's amazing.
Ah.
Mike did tell me to ask you about
yeah,
the
I
Chinese
knew
food.
he would. That's the reason I brought it up, because I knew he came out of his computer and I'm like, he's playing Sea of Thieves with CJ.
Ugh.
Exactly right. Yeah.
Yep. Anyway, that was
All right,
my
then.
story for the day.
Interesting. And joining me from the great state of Washington, Mr. Phil Theobald.
How's it going, CJ?
It's going great.
How's that going?
10.
Like Tony the Tiger?
Yeah.
But you did kind of a little
Great.
surfer hang
dude.
loose.
Yeah.
Hang
Little hang loose, dude.
Little
That's
Point
right.
Break.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Hey, speaking of hanging loose, dude, did you watch the new Bill and Ted movie?
No.
I have not watched it yet. So I did pre-purchase it. I do have it available to me, but I have not
Right.
yet watched it.
Oh man,
Yeah.
you have
I feel like I have to finish Bogus Journey, which I've not yet finished since the last
Yeah,
time.
well, you don't want to get
I started
confused.
it like 2
Yeah.
weeks ago.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's like a 90-minute movie, so I can understand why it would take you at least a few weeks to get through.
Well,
I
CJ's
know,
working
you-
a lot lately, so
Yeah,
You're exactly right.
CJ is waiting for the fourth Bill and Ted movie because that's where you're
I
really
am.
supposed to
Yeah.
start. Yeah,
I am
Wanna
waiting for that
jump
one.
in.
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I guess I can't talk about it with you lads.
You
then
can't.
I liked
Oh,
it though.
Okay, you liked it.
I liked
okay.
it. I liked
there
it.
was
though.
zero chance you weren't going to like it. Let's be honest.
No, you know what though? There was a good. I mean, come on, that's kind of a gamble, you know. There's a chance that could have gone really wrong, and I'm not.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying it's perfect because it's a flawed film to be sure, but I did still quite enjoy it. The pacing's a little weird. It's kind of slow in some spots.
So it's like Battletoads.
Has a very abrupt ending.
Okay.
But on the whole, I quite enjoyed it. So
Nice.
as Bill and Ted themselves say, swing.
So what is the next late 80s, early 90s film franchise that you think they should bring back?
They should do a reboot of Monster Squad, but leave
Oh
out
my
all the
God.
homophobic slurs
Leave out that stuff.
because
Yeah,
I'm sure we've talked about this on the show before.
we have.
Last-
I've never
last-
seen Monster Squad.
You never
I think
seen-
we've
man,
talked about that too.
No.
Monster Squad is a movie that when I was a kid and watched it, I loved it
Mm-hmm.
because it was essentially like, I mean, it was the Goonies, but not as good as the Goonies, but with monsters instead of pirates and pirate treasure.
Yeah.
And I really
Got my attention.
quite enjoyed it. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you've seen the Goonies. I trust you've
I've seen the Goonies.
the
Yes.
Goonies. That's the pirate one. Monster Squad is the one about the monsters.
Oh, okay.
it's right there in the title.
Makes sense.
But yeah, I tried watching it. I shouldn't say I tried. I mean, I successfully
I was
watched it.
going to say you successfully.
I did. I watched it. I did. I was really good at watching it. I just sat down and pressed play,
That's
and
where Phil's
then I just had to sit there. It was
Whoa,
actually
whoa.
pretty easy.
Slow down.
It was pretty easy. I mean, I know you have trouble with it. I've seen your bogus journey progress, but
Well, yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, boy, oh boy, that movie is chock full of
Mm.
homophobic slurs.
I mean,
it was
to
uncomfortable.
be fair, a lot of movies from the 80s and 90s
yeah,
That
have
is
a
true.
lot of
That
yeah,
is
they
true.
did.
have
They
not
did.
aged.
They did. Even the Bill and Ted movies.
Even Bill and
Yeah.
Ted.
Even Bill and Ted.
It's very
there's-
casual. Like
They
it's just
they
very casually done.
although Bill and Ted, having rewatched the first two of those recently, the first Bill and Ted movie has one F-bomb. And I mean the
Was
homophobic
the
slur.
after
F-bomb.
Bill thinks Ted has died, right? Or no,
But
Ted
yeah,
thinks Bill has died.
after they are alive, after it's when they're in,
Yeah.
in medieval England and they realize that they are both alive and they hug each other,
Yeah.
and then they are
And
like,
then they
"Ooh,
realize they
gay
don't want people
panic."
to think they're gay. Yeah.
That's all right.
And then in Bogus Journey there are two. There are two.
Oh, really? Oh.
Yeah, at what is it? The evil robot us's.
Uh-huh.
Because when they're about to kill Bill and Ted are like, you know, oh, I love you, dude. And of course, the
Right.
evil robots are gay panic. And then I believe the second time was when they are in hell. And I think it's Ted refers to Satan as a slur or something like that. But
You just called
Okay.
him slur.
yeah, it's like in
Weird.
Fantastic Mr. Fox when they just say cuss anytime they want to use a swear word. Did you ever see Fantastic
Never
Mr.
seen
Fox? Real, man. You know what? It's the Wes Anderson movie. Little
Yes.
stop motion Wes Anderson movie. I am. Boy, Wes Anderson movies. I like some of them. I really, really love. Some of them I can't stand.
Same.
And
I'm right there with you on that.
yeah, Fantastic Mr. Fox is one of the ones that I love. I am.
Okay,
I
okay.
really enjoy that movie. So,
Hmm.
but yeah, Bill and Ted 3. I had a lot of fun with it.
Okay.
So there
I'll
you
have
go.
I'll have to watch it at some
Hey,
point.
speaking of watching
Yeah.
stuff,
What?
They're not going to charge the extra money for Mulan now.
what?
Here they are.
No, they announced yesterday that
Yeah, in December.
what?
It goes on Disney Plus in December.
Yeah.
And that's
For free.
for
yeah.
free. Yeah.
That's what I'm
But if
saying.
you want to watch it like,
if you want to watch it
like
this
now,
month,
yeah.
Well, I
$30
can wait till December.
okay.
So they're still charging for it.
Yes,
They
They're
just said that they're not
charging
going
for it.
to later.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's the case for every movie then.
Not every movie.
I mean, every Disney movie, right?
Nah, they come and go though.
But Milan can come and go. I mean, that's how it works. If I wait long enough, it's going to show up on the ABC Sunday Night Movie. So everything's free,
But you
In
pay
this
for
world.
ABC.
huh? What?
Do you have cable?
I don't have cable. I haven't
So
had
there
cable.
you go.
I haven't had cable in forever.
Yeah. What the hell are you talking about?
I cut that cord a long time ago. Hey,
Yes.
CJ.
Yeah.
Speaking of watching stuff.
Yes.
You may remember I quacked
You quacked.
Rise last week
Yeah.
about people needing to up their give us more Patreon money to convince
That's-
you to watch Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Yeah.
And I believe at least one person did, right?
You're correct. Yeah, so
Someone-
one person did increase their pledge and sent a message along with it saying that
They
this
were
was
taking it back
why.
if you didn't watch Avatar.
Yeah, you have to watch Avatar: The Last Airbender. So we started it. We did start
There you
it.
go. You did.
Yes.
You true to your word. Well, actually, true to my word. Because I was the
True
one who said it.
to Phil's word.
Yeah.
We started watching Avatar: The Last Airbender, and
Very
my
good.
daughter has quite enjoyed what she's watched so far. I think we've
As-
watched 6 episodes.
Oh, okay. So you're
Yeah.
you're good ways in.
Good ways in. Yeah,
Good
get
ways
into
in.
it.
Well,
Yeah.
let me. You know what? Just keep going, and it gets incrementally better.
Cool.
And certainly, season 2 is where it really kicks in because that's when Toph shows up,
Yeah.
and Toph is the best character. She's the Earthbender who
Okay.
joins their party. So
Alrighty.
there you go. Enjoy it.
Excellent. Let's talk about some video game news, shall we?
Oh, I love
That's
video
why I
game
come
news.
Find out what the hell's going on.
Yeah, I don't usually know what's going on in the world of
You-
video games. I
Clearly.
rely on
Clearly,
I
your
rely on the
reaction
Player
to
One
every story that I
podcast.
read
Yeah,
is, wait, that happened?
exactly. So
So
enlighten me.
speaking of streaming,
Yeah.
there's a Resident Evil live action series coming to Netflix. It's been greenlit.
Is that right? I haven't heard
right.
about this.
It's going to
Actually, I have heard about this, and boy, oh boy,
what? You don't like it?
is this the one about like it's about like Wesker's kids?
Wesker's daughters.
Yeah, I don't
Correct.
know. Are they teenagers? Are they sassy teens? Are
Well,
they
I'm not
mystery
watching if
solving
they're not.
teens?
I don't know.
Is this like
Probably.
Buffy? Is this just a Buffy ripoff?
Yeah,
But with like liquors?
maybe.
Because I'll tell you what, I bet Joss Whedon was wishing he could have put liquors in all his shows. That dude's
What?
a weirdo.
I don't understand what we're
Joss
talking
Whedon-
about
Joss
Is there a
anymore.
Whedon's a
reference
weirdo.
you're making? Okay.
No, I mean, the reference is Joss Whedon is a weirdo.
Joss Whedon?
You said Weirden.
Weird
You said Joss Weirden.
Josh. What the hell's his name? Whedon.
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 Yeah.
Joss, and it's not Josh, it's Joss
Yeah.
Whedon.
Yes.
Yes.
You said Josh Weirden.
I
You
don't
did
know
say
what
Weirden.
That's
We
weird.
all heard it.
I don't know.
We're taking it back now.
I'm not saying I didn't say it. I'm sure I did.
You got to take the vanilla out of that Coke Zero. It's doing weird things to you, man.
It's what it is. It's the zero sugar. It's bringing down my energy levels.
Anyway, apparently it's going to focus on 2 different timelines. The first one is Wesker's daughters.
Okay.
They're 14-year-old sisters.
Oh, really?
Oh,
And
there you
they've
go.
just
There
moved
it is.
to New Raccoon City.
Wait, New Raccoon City?
That's what it says.
Oh, the old one's full of zombies.
So they just said we're gonna start a new town a couple miles down the road. We're going to call it New Raccoon City.
That's right. And then the
Okay.
second timeline is over a decade in the future.
Oh,
The population of Earth is less than 15 million people, which
oh boy.
believable.
I
That's
mean, that's still a
Apparently-
lot of people.
a lot of people, and more than 6 billion
pretty big
monsters.
That's true.
That's a lot of monsters.
That's a lot.
Wait, how many monsters?
6 billion.
6 billion monsters.
Oh, that's more than the people.
They're definitely outnumbering the people.
Outnumbered.
Yeah.
Yes. So,
My
so look
goodness.
forward to Resident Evil
I'll bet you they're
the
not even
TV
paying
show.
taxes.
coming to Netflix near you.
So,
Yeah.
I don't know.
I won't watch that.
No, I won't. I can't imagine I will either. And this is not related to the
Oh.
movies.
No. It's from the same company that did the movies.
Really?
I don't know.
Hollywood?
I don't
From
know
the Hollywood company?
No,
It's the
Constantine
latest
Films.
Hollywood extravaganza.
You'll remember Constantine Films did a bunch of like video game movie licensing like back in the early 2000s.
Yeah.
And then Resident Evil finally came out. And
Keanu Reeves was in Constantine. So
That's right.
ties right back
That
into
was a
Bill and Ted.
forgettable movie.
There you go.
ties right back. All right. So Sega is ending the Sega Ages series. They've been
So is Wesker going to be in it? I mean, he's got to be, right? If it, like, it's not like his 14-year-old daughters are living on their own.
I don't know, but for someone who says they're not going to watch it, you care a lot about his Resident Evil.
I'm
TV
really,
show.
I'm confused by it.
Yeah,
Are they going to meet up with famous characters from the game? Like, is Chris going to show up
I
in an
would
episode?
imagine they will. I have
Yeah.
to imagine they will. Yeah,
Look, it's Jill Valentine.
it's probably like the
Looks like
cliffhanger of
you
season 1.
ladies need a door unlocked. Don't worry. Old Jill's here to help out, and she snaps her suspenders.
The master of unlocking. All right. Sega Ages is coming to an
entire
end.
town is infested with zombies
Currently,
again.
currently no plans for any additional games. So
Well, they
have it.
released all their games.
Herzog Zwei is apparently the last
Oh,
of
really?
the releases.
Which
No.
is a hell of a release. That's
sure.
a great game that
Yeah.
I hope a lot more people will get to experience now, but that's too bad. I mean, they have such a deep library and they were doing it right. Sucks
Yeah.
that it's over.
It does.
Doesn't mean they'll never release stuff like that again.
How come your
That's the
microphone
thing.
got ridiculously quiet?
You sound very quiet.
You sound very quiet suddenly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a little better.
He's quiet.
He's quiet though. He's turned quiet.
I'm just quiet relative to you guys.
He's
all the
I'm
talk
not-
of
I don't know why I did
Resident
that.
Evil.
it's showing respect for
quiet.
the fallen Sega Ages.
Oh,
Yes.
that's what it is.
Erzog Dry. Erzog. Say it again. Erzog Zwei.
Herzog Zwei.
Erzog Zwei.
Herzog Zwei.
I did not take German in high school. This is a game. What kind of game? Because is this like what kind of game is that?
It's kind of like it's like a proto RTS.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't really play much of it back in the day. It's one of those things
Me
where it
neither.
looks like it's a top-down shooter, but there's more to it.
Yeah, and that was what back in the day it was actually pretty confusing because I think
Yeah.
it was released by Technosoft, who were known for like Thunder Force,
Mm-hmm.
and the cover makes it look like a shooter,
Absolutely.
and the pictures make it look like an overhead shooter, and then you play it and you're like, I don't even know what's this. Because
Yeah.
it was so different from anything that you'd seen at that point. But it is really good.
Right.
But it definitely it has a steep learning curve. But I'm I haven't looked up to see because I'm sure that they've gone through like what the Ages version does or doesn't do. I'd be interested to see what they do with that because it can be overwhelming when you play it for the first time. But people who love it really love it.
Oh no, I've heard nothing.
I've
but
only
great
heard
things.
good things.
Yeah.
About it, but I've never actually played it myself.
It's got a good soundtrack too.
Yeah,
that doesn't surprise me. I'll pick it up.
Yeah.
I'll pick it up and give
is it already out? This is
I don't
how
think
closely
so.
I've been paying attention to the Sega Ages series.
I don't believe it is.
Not-
Wouldn't
okay.
surprise me if it is, but I mean, yeah. Either way,
It didn't come out on Switch this past Thursday. I have gone
You know that much.
onto the eShop. Yes, I went onto the eShop like Friday or something just to see what had come out, and that was not there.
No results for Herzog on Nintendo.com.
What? Oh, really? Okay,
Not even Warner Herzog. So
that's weird because I
Wow.
know he loves the eShop, and I know he's a DLC character in that Hatsune Miku game. So
is he really?
yeah, oh,
I would
absolutely.
believe it. I would totally
Yeah, he
believe
is.
it.
You're gonna have a little virtual Werner Herzog dancing
Anyway,
around.
it's kind of a shame that the Sega Ages series did not do better on Switch.
yeah.
But I really enjoyed all of the releases they did and all of the sort of updating that they tried.
Is it just
those.
do you? Because I mean, obviously, the Sega Ages stuff is very kind of heavy on the bonus material and stuff like that. Is it just the cost of producing each of those that's making them want to shut it down? Because there's like
I would
There's
think.
there's a million of those arcade archive games out there.
Well, because those are so cookie cutter. They use
Yeah, that's
exactly
the-
the same menu.
That's the thing. Yeah, it's like
system and everything.
because
exactly
I
the same
can't
interface.
imagine
Well, I mean, you look
Crazy
at
Climber sold
Yeah.
more than say Sonic the Hedgehog.
Right.
So
I mean, some of them have a lot more put into them than others. Like, I mean, you look at like Sonic the Hedgehog. I don't know that they did a whole lot to that.
yeah,
But then you look at something like Phantasy Star,
right.
where they, changed a bunch of the parameters
Mhm.
and had an auto mapping feature, and like
Right.
there was a fair amount of work done to that. So
Well, even you look at stuff like G-Lock, where
Mm-hmm.
they have all the different gameplay modes where you can like simulate being in that motion controlled cabinet and
the
stuff
R360,
like that.
yeah,
Yeah.
Yep.
Was G-Lock in the VR360?
yes,
Was it
It's
really?
just called the R360. Right?
it was the R360.
That's
not the
right. That's
VR360.
right.
Yeah. G-Lock was
I-
the game that, although it wasn't the same as it was modified from the original G-Lock. It was
Okay.
There were two modes. It was like a shorter version of the game,
Okay.
or you could actually set it to just be like a ride. It was a passive
Oh wow.
version where
Huh.
you could just let it would control everything, and you just
Oh
sort of
really?
ride.
Huh.
Yep.
Interesting.
That's cool.
Yep. I mean, I get it because you don't want people sitting in something that can rotate in every direction
Right.
with every motion
Right.
for a long time. That's kind of
Right.
sort of asking for
Because that's like the
Problem.
full gyroscope where
Yeah,
it can
it-
flip
yeah.
you
literally
completely
rotate
360.
360 in any direction.
Right.
Yes.
When I was at Tommy Bartlett's Robot World in Wisconsin Dells back when I was a kid, they had one of those gyroscopes
Uh-huh.
that you could get into and ride it.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I was
How was
probably
it?
I was probably 7 or 8. I lasted a good maybe 10 seconds before I was
Yeah.
like, you gotta shut this off. Get me out of here. And
I think
felt
I was
so
too
bad.
tall for the
Really?
machine. When I
Really?
was
I think there's a working like a refurbished one at that big arcade in Chicago now.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, it was just in the
Hmm.
news a couple weeks. The news. It was online a couple weeks ago.
It was all over the news.
You're watching ABC's 11 o'clock news. This just in.
the news.
I guess it'd probably be WGN's 10 o'clock news.
Chicago's very own.
Yeah.
R360.
But anyway,
Trying to
yeah.
remember the name of a Chicago
was
area
stupid.
news person, and I'm blanking.
But yes, anyway, what's the name? Galloping Ghost? Is that the
Galloping
name of
Ghost, yeah.
Yeah,
That's an arcade in
believe
Illinois.
Galloping
yeah.
Ghost has one, like a
Is that-
working R360.
Is that the one in Brookfield? I believe
I don't
that. I
know. I
don't
just know
think
it's
it's in
in
the
Chicago
city
area.
proper. I think it's in like
No.
Brookfield.
I mean,
Yeah, it's in a suburb.
you Chicagoans it's everything Chicagoland.
Okay, well, first of all,
Chicagoland area.
Chicagoites.
Whatever.
First of all, Chicagonians. First of all.
But anyway, yes,
Yeah.
it was on the internet there a couple weeks ago that they have, which is a big deal because there aren't that many of them.
Yeah.
And like apparently I guess when they were first around, I think there's only a couple hundred made, and like you couldn't service them because they were so intricate that like you had to have somebody from Sega come out to service them.
Sounds like my high school girlfriend, let me tell you.
I was just waiting for that. I was like,
CJ was pre-laughing at that joke. That was the best part.
That's pretty. I knew it was going to be coming.
Anyway, they're rare is what I was
The real joke, of course, is thinking that I had a girlfriend in high school. So
I think
but you know what? I played a lot of Super Nintendo. So
So
there you go.
now?
Mhm.
All right.
Yep.
Anyway, so there were a lot of announcements last week because, of course, it was the start of the virtual Gamescom. So Jeff Keighley had his whole thing.
Yeah.
Wasn't there a lot of Ratchet and Clank shows?
And so there was a new extended gameplay look at Ratchet and Clank,
Cool.
which is basically like an extended version of what we already saw without any of the cuts, which I'm fine with. Sure.
Yeah.
It's pretty.
That continues to
He's
look-
quiet again.
He's quiet again. Yeah, you went like something's wrong with your
You know what it
microphone.
is? I think anytime I adjust the boom, it's I don't know.
Goes
must be
quiet.
Jolting
Well,
it somehow.
Well, stop jolting.
Yeah, don't do that anymore.
You're
Stop it.
it's like
Stop
a
it.
sine wave of
Don't move. Don't move.
Sound.
No more moving.
talk through your nose like a ventriloquist.
Yeah. Now you're just not gonna say.
And now he's
anything?
gone. And then he's gone. And then he
What?
left.
And
That was
then
the
he
last we
left.
ever heard or saw from Greg Seward.
Mhm.
CJ takes a swig off of out of his long neck there.
Root beer.
Another
Yeah.
root beer. Very good.
Another root. I'm always. Yeah.
So I did not watch this Ratchet and Clank thing.
You didn't.
I
well,
did.
you saw
I,
the previous one.
I
though,
did.
right?
I'm kind of. I mean, I'm not going out of my way to avoid.
Sure.
I mean, it's
Right.
it's Ratchet and Clank. It's not like ooh spoilers for friggin' Ratchet and Clank. You're gonna run around and shoot things, and your robot buddy's gonna make quips. So it's
Yeah,
not like I'm gonna
basically,
spoil
yes.
anything. But you know, I because you don't have to sell me on Ratchet and Clank. I'm buying Ratchet
No.
and Clank, so
Right.
I'm just, you know, if I don't have to watch anything, I'm not going to, just because I want it to be as fresh as possible,
Well, they did confirm that it's going to be a launch window game.
but not launch.
So
What's a launch window?
Window
Launch window could be May.
Yeah.
could be up to 6
Yeah.
months after launch.
Yeah,
It's
so
still launch window.
Who
right?
knows?
Yeah, who knows? But it continues to look great, and
Cool.
they also confirmed that it's going to have performance mode, or
What is performance mode?
basically you can say you want it to be 60 frames a second and
Okay.
1080p, or you want it to be 4K and 30 frames a second.
Okay, gotcha.
So, which a bunch of like PS4 Pro games give you that same sort of option, like
Yeah.
frame rate, or you want detail.
Right,
So-
right. If I play it on a standard definition TV, can I have it be like 1,000 frames a second?
No.
I
Wow.
don't think a standard def TV is powerful enough. I think it would probably just turn the TV off.
That that makes sense.
That
It's one of those-
does make a lot of sense.
It's one of those new safety features they're building into the PS5, so the graphics don't overload your TV.
Yeah. No, I guess if you're playing just on a 1080p television, it'll just be 60 frames a second anyway. They won't give you the option for like
yeah?
super scaling or anything. I don't know. We'll see.
Wait, this game's gonna have super scaling?
Oh baby.
Man.
No, there's like a
Like Thunderblade.
there is graphical benefit to people who have 1080p TV and having a PS4 Pro. So I would imagine that same sort of benefit is going to
Okay.
land on your television. Anyway,
It unlocks the color dungeon.
exactly.
Nice.
So yeah, there were a lot of games in Jeff Keighley's little one opening night live thing, and one of them that I think would be relevant to your interest there, Phil, is Sam & Max. This time it's virtual.
I saw that that teaser.
Yeah, what do you think
for Sam & Max Well, I mean,
VR.
It didn't actually show us anything. It was just
showed gameplay where you're shooting roaches in a closet.
Oh, I didn't see that. All I saw was the tease. All I saw was the little tease video where it's
there's like a 1.5-minute video that shows some gameplay.
I didn't watch that. I didn't watch
it's linked in the show notes, which
okay, well, I'll have to see that. Cautiously optimistic.
Okay.
I'll put myself down there. I don't know. Because I love Sam & Max.
Sure.
I love the original comics.
Yeah.
I loved the old LucasArts game. The Telltale games were fine.
Yeah.
They were fine. They were really ugly and okay with the jokes, but not as good as I was kind of hoping for when I first heard they were bringing back Sam & Max. So that is definitely tainting my outlook for Sam & Max VR. But here's hoping.
Okay,
I suppose here's hoping.
Yes.
So because I love Sam & Max. But as I tweeted out on the Twitter, I'm excited about this release, if for no other reason that it might
remind people that
kick
Sam
someone
Max exists.
kick someone kick someone in the butt to do a re-release of the Sam & Max comics, because the Sam & Max comics are hilarious. There's not a ton of them. You can get a nice collected volume of them. There was a collected volume years and years and years ago.
That's the one I got.
The like the old like kind of paperback one where they're riding on the cop car on the cover.
Yep.
Yeah, and then Telltale published the collection when they were doing the games. They put out like a nice like hardcover version, and then so I don't know if they had exclusive rights to publish those comics, and if they did, I don't know who has them now, since Telltale ain't really a thing.
Correct.
So hopefully someone sorts that out and they can get those books back on the shelves, and hopefully up on like Comixology or something, because those books are not available digitally. And I will like quadruple dip to get those comics digitally. So
I see.
Boy.
We also had a Nintendo Direct Mini last week.
Oh wait, you know what though?
Had a couple things in it. Yeah.
You didn't mention about that Keighley thing.
Yeah.
About poor old, so very old Christopher Lloyd.
Oh yeah, I didn't even watch that part.
You didn't see that
part?
part?
Watch that part.
Oh, I heard somebody making reference to this. I didn't know what they were talking about.
Oh my gosh, it was weird and uncomfortable and unpleasant. At one point, Jeff Keighley's like, "Oh, we have something really exciting," or something like that, or like they faked like technical difficulties or something.
Right.
And then all of a sudden you hear like you see like little whoosh, like flame trails. And then they start playing the Back to the Future theme. You're just like, whoa, holy crap, there's some Back to the Future thing. And then the big giant monitor turns on in the background, and it's Christopher Lloyd, not looking a day younger than 130. And he is they shoved him into the Doc Brown outfit, and he's wheezing his way through. Oh, great Scott, I can't. And you're just like, whoa, what is going on here? And then it's like, Surgeon Simulator 2. Marty, we gotta play. Weird. Hey, there's a Rick and Morty and he like, he made a Rick and Morty joke, and he's I have friends who play Surgeon Simulator, so you should too. And it was really weird and uncomfortable.
But wasn't Alf in a recent Keighley presentation too?
I guess.
Weird.
I don't know, but it was just like, why?
Okay.
Why
I
bring?
don't know.
Why get poor Christopher Lloyd out of bed and make him
do that?
Make him do that shtick, and it's
For
not even
no
a Back to the Future game. Yeah,
Right.
For friggin' Surgeon Simulator. And then they showed some footage of Surgeon Simulator, and it reminded me exactly why I don't like Surgeon Simulator.
Okay.
Because it's one of those, this game controls like crap on purpose.
Oh,
nudge,
right,
nudge, wink,
right,
wink,
right.
and it's just like, I get that's the joke, but
yeah,
your game still controls like crap. But yeah, it was weird.
Okay.
But go on with your Nintendo thing.
Anyway, Nintendo Direct Mini happened.
Doing that Christopher Lloyd voice hurt my throat.
With a couple of games in
Probably
there, but I
his
did
too.
want to mention specifically Taiko no Tatsujin Rhythm Adventure.
Yes.
1 and 2, coming out as a Switch game in winter 2020. So these are Switch remakes of 3DS games that never actually came out in the US.
Yes, indeed.
So pretty excited about that. It has
Cool.
over 130 tracks.
Yep.
Play, and I guess you collect monsters. It's like an RPG sort of adventure game too, but then you're also playing the drum mechanic for Taiko no Tatsujin. So
yes,
it looks interesting. I'm totally down with it. Yeah.
It's kind of like Taiko no Tatsujin crossed with like Temtem or something. So
something like that. Yeah.
But I will
It looks
obviously
good.
be buying.
I'll probably pick this up
game.
as well. Yeah.
The
I like Taiko no Tatsujin on Switch. It's fun.
Oh, absolutely. And the for anyone who wants the drum controller, the Taiko controller, Namco Bandai, if you go to their website, they are selling them. You can
for about $80 or something like that.
I think I want to say it's 70 or $80.
With shipping, it's like
with shipping.
close
I
to
mean,
90.
yeah. But yeah, if you want a Taiko controller, you can get them.
Get the official ones from Bandai Namco.
Yes,
That's cool.
Yeah, I back when the Taiko no Tatsujin Switch game came out, I imported
a set.
Just one. I just imported
one of them.
one. Yeah.
All right.
But yeah, it's good that it's going to be not necessarily widely available here, but available here.
Available. Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. So it seems that Halo Infinite is definitely having some issues. And they brought back Joseph Staten, who was initially with Bungie and worked on the Halo games. He was like their sort of lore master, worked on Destiny, and then he left Bungie and worked on a bunch of different Microsoft Game Studios games, including Crackdown 3, most recently Tell Me Why, and now he's working with 343 on Halo Infinite. So bringing him in for the final question mark push on Halo Infinite. Who knows?
We don't know how long that'll be.
Don't know how long that'll be. However long they want to take, as long as it's good, I don't care. I felt the same way about Crackdown 3. Crackdown 3 was okay. Definitely okay. It was less of a car crash than it would have been had it come out years before.
Yeah.
Anyway. And then let's wrap up talking about this Sony PS5 pre-order thing. So Sony sent emails to a bunch of people. I didn't get an email about it, but I saw the URL on Twitter where you could basically register your PSN ID as wanting to purchase a PlayStation 5. And then at some point in the future, they will let you know when that will be available to your specific PSN ID.
Doesn't fill me with a lot of confidence about the availability of the PS5.
No,
well,
not
here's the thing I like about it is that at least you won't necessarily have to fight people who are only looking to scalp PS5s, because it does seem like they're going to take into account like how many years you've had an account and your activity on the machine. So
I've just had my PS4 running 24 hours a day now, just to.
That's right.
Just to rack up.
You've just been idling in Fall Guys.
Yeah, it's going by the number of platinum trophies you've earned.
I hope not, because I don't have very many of those. I do have at least one
Really?
maybe 2.
I think I may have 3.
I
certainly have 2. I may have 3.
Sly Cooper collection or Sly 4. I definitely have a platinum in that. I don't know what else I have a platinum in, but
I have 1 platinum, but I don't remember what it was for.
I mean, I do like the idea that you won't be fighting with like bots trying to get this thing directly from Sony. I appreciate that aspect.
I think you have way more confidence in whatever this is than
it's still a bit of a lottery. And I mean, Sony started selling hardware via their online store like a year ago or more. I'm sure in preparation for this type of thing to sell their next gen system direct.
Sure.
So we'll see. Yeah, I mean, I hope it's easy enough to get that you don't have to fight with scalpers, because are we going back to that time? Like,
it's the worst.
I really don't want to have to deal with that. Yeah, honestly, like, fine, take my PSN ID and give me a limit 1 per customer. I don't care. I'll order it that way.
I just want to get one so I can destroy it for my YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Remember when that
million
was a thing?
Views?
Yeah, it's gonna be great.
I think I looked for this in a previous show where we talked about smash my Xbox 360 or smash my PS3, where there were people who like they put up like crowdfunding basically to be the first to get this and then smash it on camera. There was like a crowdfunding effort.
Where
doesn't make any sense.
Where did they smash it? Did they like take it back home and smash it there? Or did they just did it right?
People in the line. Yeah.
Okay.
So there was a URL. I don't think it exists anymore. Smash my Xbox 360.
Who knew that the guy who was first in line at our PlayStation 2 launch?
Oh,
has been recording it.
Yeah,
that was a different thing.
No, I know, but it's still funny.
It's still very funny. But yeah, what are those kids doing now? Came up with a crowdfunding idea to just smash an Xbox 360 in front of the people who had waited in line.
Anyway. I'm just excited to do that with the COVID vaccine once that comes out.
Oh, see, that's not funny.
I'm gonna what?
You also have to register for that with your PSN ID, so get ready for that.
Well, I would imagine that requires an Xbox account because Bill Gates has the mind control chips that he's going to be dropping in those vaccines.
Correct, but you have to have 5G service on your cell phone first. Anyway,
oh, boy.
So I registered my PSN ID.
As did I.
Yeah,
for
me
the
too.
PS5 pre-order.
Even though I'm Canada, so probably none of this applies to me. But
probably not.
Screw you, Johnston.
But we'll see. We'll see. So when are we going to get the price?
Right after Microsoft announces theirs.
Yeah, exactly. It's September, and so we're starting to get into the territory where we're going to be 2 months away from the launch of this thing, and we still don't know how much it is. The only other situation I can think of that's similar to this, well, there's 2. One, we didn't know the price on the Switch until that January event, and that came out in March. And then like new iPhones, those are announced like a week before they're out, and you don't know the price of that either. So
all you know is it's going to be too expensive.
It's going to be expensive.
There's that.
That is true. But so yeah, what as we inch closer to launch, I'm thinking like, what is stopping them from just saying the price? Is it because it's too high?
No, I really think it is just this weird game of chicken they're playing.
Oh yeah, it has to be, right?
And also, like, since we got that controller box leak thing on the Xbox Series X/S pad, when is that going to get announced? When is the Series S going to get announced? Who knows? Anyway, I think it's time to talk about what we've been playing. And we're going to kick it off with Phil.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Well, I'll warn you, I have not been playing much this week. I've been a little busy with work and such, so I haven't had a lot of time
to play.
But
what have you played?
Play video games. Well, I've been going through and just kind of playing random old stuff a little bit this week. I mean, like I played a little more Rogue Legacy 2, getting a little more progress in that. Still quite enjoying it, I will have you know. I was in the mood to play a little Picross. And I was like, what Picross should I play? And then I realized I never got around to finishing that creepy anime.
Another vibe. I'm on the last
animal people, the little the little cutesy anime lolies or whatever
Demons?
that game is. Yeah.
So not Lord of the Nazareth.
Oh, no.
They're all
not the demon one. The weird little
the other one.
Yeah, it's like
the one you're too old to play.
Yeah, absolutely. It starts with a K, and that's
Kimono Friends.
Kimono Friends, is that what it is?
Yeah. So they did announce that 16-bit Sega Picross. When is that coming out? Like,
I'd like to see that.
Right?
Yeah,
that's what I want.
One of these weeks.
But so I was playing some more of that, and it's just like, that's that making weird little anime animal people that I don't know what they are. But I did go back and play a little more of Takeshi and Hiroshi. That game I think I was talking about it last week.
You were
that little Puppetoon Switch game that was apparently a mobile game at one point.
Apple Arcade,
which is
game.
Mobile.
That's right.
Mobile.
Premium mobile, subscription-based mobile.
Yeah.
I picked this up as well.
Oh yeah. Well, I saw you finished it.
I did.
You finished it.
Finished it.
I have not finished it yet. I am on.
It's a short game.
It's a very short game. Is it 8 chapters?
8 chapters.
Okay, I'm on chapter 6, so I'm right at the home stretch there.
Yeah.
But it's still a cute little game. It's a charming little game.
The Puppetoon sequences are great.
Yeah, they're cute.
Just fun.
Yeah. And it is. It's just the actual game. It's like a little video game difficulty balancing simulator, because you're playing through each of the stages, setting what enemies are attacking your brother as he plays this game, and you got to balance it so that you don't overwhelm him and end up killing his character, but you also don't want it to be too easy, because then he'll get bored and stop playing, which is a game over.
Yep.
And it's kind of it's a cute little balance of mix. And then like I've noticed, like if his health gets down pretty low after a battle, he'll automatically heal himself.
Thank God.
Yeah. But then if you get his health down like halfway, he won't heal himself. So it's like you want to do enough damage to him to trigger him healing his character,
right?
But not so much that you actually knock him into the death zone. But then later on, you get like you can heal yourself once during battle or something.
You can set it up so you sort of pick from a menu of monsters is how the gameplay goes.
Yeah,
and you sort of pick the order that they will attack you and that you will attack them in. And as you sort of select that order, you can select a healing item to be used in that order. So once that monster is defeated, you'll use the healing item.
Yeah. Okay.
So you can't do that.
That's pretty good. But and at one point, this game's like an hour and a half long.
It's not long at all.
No, it's not. It's not a long game. But
it's gonna taken you 3 episodes of this podcast to finish. But...
I know. Yeah. How many weeks have you been trying to get through Bogus Journey right now?
Yeah, let's not talk about it.
Yeah, exactly. So I've been busy with my job. I don't know what you've been doing. But so I don't want to really talk about the plot, because that's really all this game is just like a little story. But at one point you meet a character who is also an aspiring video game developer, and he shows you
my favorite people.
Well, there you go.
Yeah,
you would like this then, Greg. And he shows you his little mobile game that he's been making.
Yes.
And you can play that. You don't have to clear it in order to.
Thank God you don't have to clear it.
Man.
I played it. I think I died twice, and I was like, okay, forget this.
How it's kind of a variation on an endless runner.
It is. Have you ever played Steppy Pants on mobile? If you've played Steppy Pants, you might have a bit of an idea.
Yeah, it is kind of like Steppy Pants.
You're sort of varying button presses and timing them so that the character walks forward.
Yeah, because your character pivots around on one foot.
Correct. Yeah.
And when you hit the button, the character will put the other foot down and begin pivoting on that one. So it's kind of a boom, 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 trying to get him to step, step, step.
That's right.
And then, of course, the premise is that it's a zombie apocalypse. So you have to maneuver your character around like burning cars. And of course, zombies are coming in from all sides of the screen.
Yeah.
And the goal is to run 500
meters. I only got like 90. My high score was like 90 something.
I think I made it to about like 150.
Yikes.
As far as I got. And
then I saw the icon in the bottom of the screen that hinted that you could skip this, and I was like, yep.
Yeah, I better skip this. So, but it is cute though. I do like Takeshi's character just because he is so constantly annoyed by everything that is not him making a little iPad game for his brother.
Completely.
The cute girl in my class wants to talk to me. Leave me alone. I'm making a video game. Oh, that kind of friendly new kid who loves making games. He wants to talk to you. No, only I can make games.
That guy's a jerk. I hate him.
I hate him so much. My brother loves my games. That's the only thing that matters.
Yeah.
And he's just got this constant, just irritated scowl on his face when
he does. It's a little weird, but
when he's not hanging out with his brother.
So. I did find out. So the soundtrack, which is very good.
Yeah.
I really do like
charming.
It's charming as well. It is by at least one member of the group YMCK. You know YMCK? They are a chiptune band.
I do not.
All right. Well, check out
Are
YMCK.
Are they Anamanaguchi?
No.
Are they the hip Tanakas?
No, but they are on Apple Music and Spotify. And,
I've exhausted my knowledge of chiptune artists.
Their stuff is very good.
Okay. What is it? YMCK?
YMCK. That's
YMCK.
Correct.
Okay. But yeah, that's really about all I've had time to play this week.
All righty. Well,
sorry.
I finished Takeshi and Hiroshi.
I know. I heard. Does the kid die?
Takeshi and Hiroshi.
You want me to spoil it for you?
No, don't spoil it for me. I have like 2 chapters to go.
No, it is. I mean, it's a heartwarming story.
Okay.
Heartwarming tale.
Okay.
And
okay. I didn't hear bittersweet, so that's given me some hope anyway.
You should definitely blast through it. It's not going to take it long.
Well, I know it's
not going to take it long.
I know it's not. What do you think I get?
Anyway.
I got 40 minutes into this game and I'm gonna bounce out with like 15 minutes to go.
Yeah, probably.
No, what?
But yeah, it's fun. I was sort of expecting there to be like an endless mode or like a survival mode or something where because they give you these goals up to a point, right? Where you have to score above 200, 300, 400, 500 points or whatever.
Right.
And I figured, there's probably room for an endless mode or something because it does bring up these monsters in a sort of random fashion. Like,
right.
I expected after the story was done there would be something extra, but no.
Oh, really?
It's not.
Can you go back and play the zombie game?
Yes, endlessly? You can. You can go back and play the zombie game or any of the stages.
Okay.
You already completed.
Okay.
So.
Oh, hey, you know what?
What?
Speaking of Apple Arcade games coming to Switch.
Yeah.
Did you see what's coming to Switch?
An Apple Arcade game?
Yes.
Grindstone.
See, I was paying attention.
Yep.
Grindstone is coming to Apple Arcade. Grindstone, the best Apple Arcade game?
It's a good game.
Yeah. It was good.
And you didn't have to pay for an Apple Arcade account to play it.
That's true.
No, you don't.
You can just purchase the game.
Buy it.
Just buy it.
Imagine that.
Yeah, you
don't I wish Apple Arcade games did also allow you to buy them outright.
Nope.
Like that was the problem.
They don't.
$5 forever. $5 a month forever if you want to keep playing Grindstone.
It's kind of weird.
But nope, I'll drop, I don't know what it's going to be, 15, 20 bucks.
Yeah, sure. For that game, yeah.
Sure.
Anyway, so yeah, I finished Takeshi and Hiroshi.
Nice.
I also played A Short Hike on the Switch.
This afternoon, I went on a short hike with my family. So
it was probably a very different. Well, it might not have been that different, depending on where you went.
Into some woods, into a wooded area.
Okay. Yeah. There's a wooded area.
Can't believe you guys are even going outside at this point.
There were some wetlands.
Oh.
Yeah. We went walking through some wetlands. So
a bunch of people may already have this game free from the Epic Game Store. It was one of those freebies. So Phil,
I wonder if I have this game.
I had it for free on the Epic Game Store, but bought it anyway because it was only $7 or $8 or something, very similar to Takeshi and Hiroshi, cheap. And I'd heard that it was not a long game, and it is not a long game.
Yeah.
But it is also very, very charming. It is. You play as a little bird who is on a vacation. Her name is Claire, and she seems to be more of a city bird. She wants to use her cell phone while she's out in nature.
Okay.
But the only place that she can use her cell phone is the top of the mountain on this island. So you find that out, and it's like, well, where is that? Oh, it's just up the road. It's a short hike that you're gonna have to take.
Oh, I get it.
See
the titular line.
The titular line.
Oh man, getting so tired of these Star Wars.
But it kind of reminds me of Animal Crossing a bit in that while you're venturing to get up this hill to use your cell phone, there's a lot of different like little sort of mini games you can play and different like errands you can run for the different characters you meet. Like one guy asks you if you can find him 15 seashells for no apparent reason.
Like Gulliver?
Is this a rare game or?
Or there's a character who was out jogging and she lost her headband. Can you please find it? Like
it is a rare game.
So you do the sort of stuff, and there's sort of like a little trading game that goes on as well. But you sort of like learn different ways of getting up this island up to the top of the peak, and you have to gather golden feathers to be able to climb.
Don't you literally gather golden feathers in like Banjo-Kazooie or something?
I think you do.
Yeah.
But so the game itself is probably only an hour and a half, 2 hours, just depending on how many of these things you want to do. But the dialogue is really laid back and conversational and fun and very Animal Crossing in its execution. And yeah, I really, really quite enjoyed it. It was only like a $7 or $8 purchase on Switch, and I'm happy with that.
Well, I just looked at my Epic Game Store library.
Yeah.
And I did not have it. I must have missed it. I must have missed the week it was free. So,
well, maybe pick it up then. It's a cute little game for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, it's very cute.
Okay.
Played a little more Undermine.
Oh yeah, I got to start that game
as well. This is a sort of rogue light game.
Every time I hear the name of this game, all I can think of is the end of The Incredibles.
The Underminer. Was that guy's name?
Yeah. When I'm always beneath you, but nothing is beneath me.
Yeah, it's a
great line.
What's his name?
Yeah,
Cliff
Clavin.
Cliff, who has an actual name?
Yeah, Cliff Clavin. That's his name.
Yeah,
it's not his name.
I say that, and you know who I mean.
John Ratzenberger.
That's what I said. Cliff Clavin.
Look at that. It came to me. It came to me.
Cliff Pixar Clavin.
That's something, of course, that John Ratzenberger never does.
Pull it out?
Yeah.
There's some trivia I didn't expect to know about the man.
And now, all of you have just imagined John Ratzenberger having sex. You've never imagined John Ratzenberger having sex before, but you have now.
All right. Well, then, Undermine.
Yeah,
is it's a pretty fun game. I've been enjoying it. Just kind of booting it up, going on a run under in the mines.
Yeah. It's the titular line.
That's right.
Yeah.
And gathering gold to purchase upgrades for my weapons, and then inevitably dying.
Yeah.
Coming back and doing it again. So yeah, pretty fun little game.
Good.
I like it so far.
Good. I really gotta sit down and play that.
You do.
I do.
You definitely do.
I do.
So I also played the demo for Tunic. So Tunic has been on a bunch of
Halifax game,
indie game showcases. Yeah, and it's a Canadian developed.
Canadian Halifax
specifically.
Not just
okay.
Canadian, specifically
Okay.
Halifax.
All right.
Did you make this game, Greg?
Don't have to get snippy with me.
Do you know the people who did make it?
Actually, I don't. I met him, but
did you? Nice.
I'm sure he wouldn't remember me.
Well, you're
there's a demo up on Steam.
Oh, is there?
Which I believe is not going to be there forever.
No, only until like tomorrow. So
yeah.
Oh, really?
Or yesterday, if you're listening to this one.
Or yesterday. Yeah.
Good job, CJ.
It's already down. But the demo that's up there is like their very early show demo. So I don't even know if I would suggest, like, if you're interested in Tunic, I don't know that I would necessarily suggest downloading it. I did download it and play it, and I thought it was pretty good. Definitely felt like an early show demo. A little bit slow in places, and it does something that I kind of dislike in some show demos, where or some games do this too, where like all the dialogue is in an ancient dialect that you, the player, cannot read. It's not English.
Yes.
So it's just like a symbol thing.
Yeah.
It's like, I hope this doesn't last long, because I mean, it's a cute little thing at the beginning, but
you're over it pretty quick.
I'm over it. Like by the 10th dialogue box that comes up, if it's not in English, like it's too long. Like you need to like give me the power to read this stuff, or
don't make me dial 1 for English in my own country. Is that what you're saying, CJ?
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Make it readable. That's all I'm saying. Obviously there's text that's supposed to go there, right?
That's French, by the way. It's just French. It's a Canadian game.
Okay. No. It's French. But I mean, there are little things like, so it's sort of like a 3/4 perspective, sort of tilt shift style graphics.
It's very cute.
Zelda game. It's very cute. You play as a little fox, and the first weapon that you get is like a stick, and then you get a sword a little later in the demo. And like you break pots, which is of course the first time I get a weapon in any sort of game like this. I want to try to break things in the background and such. But the pots actually like block your path. There's like these pots in front of a treasure chest, so I'm like, okay, I'll break the pots and open up the treasure chest. Broke the pots, and then I had to like finagle the control to step over the pieces of the broken pots to open up the treasure chest. Like that. I mean, like little things like that where it's like easily fixable, and hopefully it'll make the gameplay a lot smoother, right? But what was there was very impressive. I'm still looking forward to the game. I really do hope that this was just an early show sort of thing, and that they're going to iron out a lot of this stuff, because it looks great. Like every time they've shown it, trailers of it, it just looks awesome. So I'm still excited about it, but the demo, they probably could have kept it off of Steam. Like I'm not sure it would turn people into huge fans, but it was nice to be able to play it. Still looking forward to it. Then I also played The Last Campfire, which is a game from Hello Games, the makers of such titles as Joe Danger and No Man's Sky. You may have heard of it.
No.
Okay. This is a sort of puzzle adventure game that's I would describe it as Journey meets the shrine puzzles from Breath of the Wild in some ways. Although I think some of the puzzles in this are easier than the shrine puzzles in Breath of the Wild. But very sort of similar, where you are the idea of the game is that this sort of these characters, when they're on their journey to the afterlife, they take a little boat ride and like go to a place to all sort of merge with forever. Like,
is this boat ride across the river Styx?
Basically, yes.
In their journey to the underworld.
That's right. So But along the way, you find out that a lot of other characters have gotten lost or just not made the journey, and you basically find them and help them find their way by solving these little puzzles. And it's pretty fun and short as well. It took me about 5-6 hours to finish, so not long. But the game itself is only like $15, and it's really well paced and really well done, and also fully voiced. So it does not overstay its welcome. Like, the puzzles do like ratchet up in difficulty, but they never get so difficult that you're spending more than like 10 minutes on any one puzzle. That'd probably be the longest that I spent on any of the puzzles, and that was probably very late in the game. But the graphic style is beautiful. I bought it on Switch, and it looks great on Switch. It does have some like little technical hitches, like loading in and out of levels, but nothing during gameplay, so you don't run into any of that stuff while you're actually playing. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. Apparently made by 3 members of the Hello Games No Man's Sky design team in their spare time over like the past 3 or 4 years, and they finally released it. So yeah, it's very good. Fantastic. It's available on everything. $15. And that is all I've been playing. So, Greg.
Probably the main thing for me this week is I finished Paper Mario.
Yay.
Aha.
Nice.
I couldn't tell you what the final hour count was because I didn't check. But yeah, finished it up. Got, I think, all but one hidden treasure in the game. And I think I know where that is. So I'm going to go back and do that and get all the toads and get all the question blocks. And yeah, I went back and did all the cleanup. And I said this on Twitter too. I loved it from start to finish.
Yeah.
You know, the only sort of point where I tripped over it a little bit was before I hit that moment where I realized like I just need to spend coins when I'm at a puzzle.
Yes.
I can't.
Yeah.
And 9 times out of 10 you make more than you spend. So it just, you know, I had so much money by the end of the game. It was ridiculous. Something like 90,000 coins or something like that. And I was using that spending the cash on the fights pretty liberally near the end. So
yeah.
Plus you also get a special item that helps out a lot where it basically, when the enemies appear, little circles will appear where the game kind of wants you to put them. So it really does help you out a lot. You just turn it on and it's just like,
why did they introduce that sooner?
Yeah, weird that it comes into the end of the game, but it doesn't tell you how to get there. But it's like, okay, at least this I can visualize where I ultimately need to get everything. You don't have to do it that way, but you know that's what the game suggests. But yeah, I can't praise the game enough. I do get people getting caught up on the puzzle side of it, but it didn't bother me. And it's so charming and it's so well paced and it's so well put together. And I you know, like to the point that, which I don't normally do, but when I knew I was getting to the last area, it's like, well, I want to go back and get all the hidden things because they aren't hard to find either. You know, because of all the little extra items that you get throughout the game where it tells you if, you know, a hidden item is in the area, and then you can use one of the special items you got from Toad Labs to, you know, find everything to zero in on where everything is. So all in all, like it's definitely going to be in the conversation for my top 5 games of the year.
Nice.
Easily. Yeah, easily. So yeah, so that was the big thing, and finished that off. I tried out Microsoft Flight Sim.
Yeah,
I jumped into Game Pass Ultimate. Thought it would be nice to relax with you know, just a little bit of Flight Sim. I played one of the tutorial flights, and that was nice. And I haven't been able to launch the game since. It crashes every time I try to launch.
Oh, really?
And because it's such a ridiculous install,
Yeah, it's
like it's a 91 gig download. That's after you've downloaded the installer.
Oh man.
Yes.
It's like a 2 or 3 hour download.
Jeez.
I don't want to like uninstall it and try to reinstall it to see if that fixes it. So I think that, you know, the way I'm going to end up playing that is if and when it ever comes out on the One or the Series
which is
X.
supposed to.
It's supposed to. Yeah, I mean, I've been watching streams of it, and it looks very cool. I really do want to play it, but I don't think I'm going to be playing it on my PC. And even when I did get it running, it ran okay. It didn't run great. So it's like, okay, you know, I got a feel for it, but unfortunately, doesn't seem to want to run on my system. So, yeah, that was unfortunate. And then what was the last thing on my list was, Battletoads. So I played some Battletoads with my son tonight.
Yeah.
I mentioned last week that I played it a little bit and that he had played a chunk of it as well. So he and I played co-op tonight. And it's okay. I'm still not crazy about it. I enjoyed playing it more with my boy, but it's still just the pacing is all wrong in that game. It just feels like nothing happens for long periods of time in each level, and then you're like overwhelmed with enemies. And I don't know what it is, but it's really easy to lose track of where you are. I feel like the controls are overly complicated in that game.
They are that.
Yeah, like
they are. When dealing with you don't have to use all that stuff, but you're right.
Well, you do and you don't. I mean, you know, you will run into enemies that you have to dash away from.
That is
true. You will
run
into enemies that you have to charge up and hit, and it's not.
Or you have to spit bubblegum at first.
You have to spit bubblegum at, which is like 3 buttons, a 3-button combo. Or when you want to, you know, you have enemies where you need to use your tongue to drag them closer to you, which is another 3-button combo, which is slightly different from the 3-button combo you need to eat the flies to.
Just a different button, just a different face button.
It doesn't matter. The point is
that a different face button.
That's what I'm saying. It's overly complicated for beat 'em up. Even little things like if you have enemies that you have to charge up and attack, you can't just charge up one of your 2 attack buttons. That's a different button. Like it's for what feels like it should be a simple little brawler. There's too much going on, I think.
I don't know that I agree with you.
I can tell you don't agree with me, and that's fine. You've been wrong before. Why?
But it's fine.
Why change now?
I liked the brawling in Battletoads. I think
it's too bad this isn't like that.
The puzzle mini games are generally forgettable. The hover bikes, I don't really care about the hover bikes sections.
We had fun. Probably had the most fun playing the hover bike section tonight.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just because it was hilarious when you get knocked off the screen.
Well, of course.
And then, you know, you're kind of sitting there rooting for the guy that's left, you know, like
to get to the checkpoint so you can respawn.
To get to the checkpoint so everybody respawns. So, you know, I mean, there's some moments in the game that I really enjoy, but overall the balance is bad. And like I said, it's way more fun playing it with my son. I honestly don't know that I would like it more if playing it with just anybody. But, you know, the fact that it was he and I that were sitting there playing something that we were mostly enjoying, but we were also happy to turn it off after the 3rd or 4th level. Like we did the speeder bikes and then, you know,
we were happy to turn it off after the 3rd level.
Yeah, Fox Code, exactly. Best part is but yeah, and I guess the other big thing to me is that where it's a first party release, it definitely feels unpolished for a first party release.
Really? I don't agree with that either.
Well, but I'm what I'm talking about is gameplay polish, like because everything I just said, overcomplicated controls, bad pacing, that stuff feels like it should be better. I think it looks okay for what it is. I think the animation is fine. I think the dialogue is not great, but it's, you know, well done. But yeah, I don't know. Doesn't do much for me. I don't know that we'll ever play it again.
Sure.
You know, I enjoyed playing.
Well, did you get far enough to unlock the ship livery and Sea of Thieves? Because
don't care.
That's the important part.
That's the important part, right?
I can't tell you how little I care.
I would like it if you tried to tell him how little you care, though.
Well, it's getting near 11 o'clock now. I don't want to.
Oh, okay.
Sea of Thieves is really good.
Wow, Greg, I didn't know you Had that sudden change of heart.
Sea of Thieves is really good.
There it is. There it is. There
but
it
not
is.
good enough that I'm going to play that much of
Oh
Battletoads.
boy.
Oh snap! That's okay. You can play with me, and I already have the sales unlocked. So.
See, there you go.
Done.
That's my
Perfect.
Sea of Thieves experience for years now. Is that if I want to see anything cool, I just play with CJ.
That's right.
While I'm steering the boat in the wrong direction, he's doing everything right, so I'm still winning.
That's right.
That's it.
All right.
That's all I've got.
And then let's do some tweets.
Twiddly-diddly-dee, twiddly-diddly-dee, tweet.
All right. Let's kick it off with this one from Hacker Alias. Player One Sin.
What?
That's right.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. There are other podcasts called Player One. The funny thing is, so Player One Sin is a gaming radio show out of Melbourne, Australia. And they started
Why aren't
up
we on
there.
the radio, CJ?
What?
Why aren't we on the radio?
I don't know. I don't.
Is radio a thing anymore?
Is radio a thing anymore? Do people
It
listen to
exists.
radio? But anyway, so yeah, I had noticed their Twitter account, and then another. I occasionally will do a search on Player One Podcast on Twitter just to see if anybody's talking about our show.
He's searching his own name.
The
That's
answer, of course,
The answer, of course, is no.
is never,
But
No, God,
never
no.
yes.
this
no.
past week, I noticed there were other people talking about a different Player One podcast that was on YouTube, and somebody else, decided to use the name Player One Podcast, and it's like, well, why? Like, do a Google search, dude. See that there's already somebody using it. I don't know, but anyway, that got fixed. They decided to change the name of their podcast that they were just starting out on. First to Player One Podcast, WON, which I just find it so hilarious. They're just starting a podcast. They found out that somebody already has the name of that podcast. Let's call it something that, when just said out loud, people are going to mistake for. It's just ridiculous. But they decided to go with something else, I think. So that's good on them. Anyway, so Player One Sin, whoever does that account for the show in Melbourne there, has a question for us.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to know, what are your thoughts on the heavy emphasis on remasters and remakes rather than new games in a franchise or new IPs?
I mean, it feels like the beginning of the last generation. I don't really care. There's enough of both. There's enough of both going on. And I mean, sometimes it gets exciting when it's something that, like something that's a remake of a game you really love that hasn't been around for 20 or 30 years.
Right.
That's pretty awesome. Or it could be Battletoads. So,
wow.
Yikes.
Dude,
I mean,
it's Battletoads.
I was excited to play the Ratchet and Clank remake on PS4. And I'm excited
to play
another
too, and then I never played it. But
I'm excited to play. You never what?
You never played
I never played it.
Really?
No.
It's so good, Greg.
It's so good.
I know, but I
mean,
never gotten around to playing it.
Leaps and bounds better than the original version.
Yes.
I mean,
yes.
It's almost incomparable. They might as well be different games.
It's true.
It's
very
significantly better.
Very good.
Greg, it's a good game.
Oh, I don't.
You should
I'm sure it is.
Why are you wasting your time with that Battletoads garbage? You should be playing.
You should be playing the Ratchet and Clank
Ratchet
remake.
and Clank.
Yeah.
Man, oh man. Yeah. I don't necessarily think that sequels or original games are really suffering that much because of remakes. I mean, it's like, we got a Link's Awakening remake, but Breath of the Wild 2 is still happening.
Right.
I don't think Breath of the Wild 2 would have necessarily shown up any sooner.
Right.
Had Link's Awakening not happened.
It's kind of like complaining that there are too many free-to-play games out there.
Your microphone is just getting quieter and quieter this whole time.
I don't know what to do about that.
Oh,
we all have to be very quiet now.
Craig's talking. We gotta be quiet.
We're doing an ASMR at the Player
ASMR.
One.
This is awesome because I don't even have to lower my voice.
That's good point.
I hope you are all having a very good time playing Ratchet and Clank on the PlayStation 4.
I think this microphone must be going.
Maybe it is.
It could be it, yeah.
It's very possible.
Because you got real quiet real quick there.
It's true.
But
anyway, I agree with you. I don't think it's remakes and remasters to the detriment of new games or new IPs. Yeah. I mean, that's kind of what happens at the shift of a generation anyway, and I'm fine with that. And if it's something like Ratchet and Clank where the visuals on the new one are so good.
or again, Link's Awakening, where
Link's Awakening.
Here's an old Game Boy game that has been gotten a modern day complete reworking.
Like, not only is it 30 years old, but it doesn't even look like the old game.
Right. As
and
as long as it's noticeably better. Like if they were remaking and remastering something that came out last year.
Or like Mr. Driller Drill Land.
Which, a game that never came out here.
A game that never came out here that very few people got a chance to play. Over here. Then that's great.
Or that game that came out last week on Switch, Moon.
Oh, right. Now was that
RPG.
That was a PS1 RPG, is that correct?
Yes. Yeah.
Never came out here?
Never came out here.
Originally? Okay. Yeah. But it's apparently quite good, right?
I have heard really good things about it. I have not played it myself. But yes.
I mean, I won't because it's an RPG, but it's great. But
it's apparently a reverse RPG where you as the main character are trying to make amends with the monsters that you killed. Or something like that.
Okay.
It's like an RPG. So that's the whole gimmick of the game. It's not.
Do you start having just killed like some giant dragon and then you have to apologize to it?
Something like that.
Until it comes back to life.
It's from the same person that did Tulip and.
Okay.
Yeah, those sorts of communication style games.
Yeah.
And, Dandy Dungeon and Blackbird as well.
Which one?
Dandy Dungeon.
Dandy Dungeon?
Yes.
I've never heard of Dandy Dungeon.
I think there's a demo on the eShop for Dandy Dungeon. If you've not played it, it's a really
is Dandy Dungeon a game? Is that a recent game?
Yes, it's recent. Yes.
Really? I've never heard of Dandy Dungeon.
Dandy Dungeon.
I love the title.
Yeah.
The title is painting a picture in my head that the game cannot possibly live up to.
I think you'd like it. Give it a shot.
Really?
I think you'd like it.
All I'm envisioning is like a berries and cream guy. Remember those commercials?
Yeah.
Berries and cream. I'm a little lad who loves berries and cream. I don't even remember what the commercial was for.
There's a demo on the eShop,
candy?
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, Dandy Dungeon. There's a demo.
Dandy Dungeon.
Yeah. It was an iPhone game as well.
There it is.
But
I believe you mean Apple Arcade.
No, this one's not on Apple Arcade.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Some sort of free-to-play nonsense.
It was free-to-play, actually.
Oh, well, there you go.
Yeah. But it was spend capped.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
Then we're fine.
Okay. Anyway, next tweet.
Yeah. Next tweet.
All right. Let's do this clarification from Hacker Alias Base Guy GT, who says, to clarify my question from last week, my unplayed bin has games that I've bought and intend to finish.
Oh,
not 100% though, just to the ending if there is one. I either haven't played them at all or only played them a little. And then he sent us a picture of them.
Yes,
as well. So I don't know. I don't necessarily buy games with the intention that I'm gonna finish them. Like I sort of ditched that a long time ago because that doesn't exactly happen too often.
Yeah.
Although I finished like three games this week, so
it's true.
I always plan to finish them, but I mean, it's kind of the same thing. I have a ton that I have played like 10 minutes And then
I know you haven't even played the Ratchet and Clank remake on PS4.
Yeah, see?
What's wrong with you? Anyway,
yeah.
let's do this one from Hacker Alias Beard the movie. What bad games could you not stop playing when you were kids? It was Time Lord for me. I still think about playing it to this day.
Man.
Stunt Race FX, maybe.
Jesus, what is wrong with you?
I loved Stunt Race FX. I loved it. I loved it. I loved it. In fact, I think I got like all gold medals or whatever you could, like 3-star.
Really?
Track, and I think I did that.
I mean, I mentioned that I finished ET on the 2600.
Yes.
Back in the day, so
yeah.
That
Way the Warrior, I played a lot.
Did you really?
Way the Warrior.
Really? On your 3DO?
On the 3DO, yeah.
Did you main Shaky Jake?
You know it.
Revolving in the whirlpool, around the land of down, sparkling occasion, I will take it crash down overhead.
Or Cybermorph. I played a lot of Cybermorph.
Oh, really? On the
Seriously,
Jaguar?
man. How? What?
And this is, and keep in mind, these aren't even like when I was a kid. You can't even give those that like you were in high school when that stuff was going on.
High school, you're right. Yeah, you're right.
You were almost 20 when Cybermorph came
out. What are you talking? Yeah.
I mean, I played a lot of the Platoon game on NES, but I was in junior high, man. I just thought it was cool that I'm going through a jungle, disarming bombs and stuff.
Yeah. All right. So, what other bad games did you play a lot of?
I loved Snake's Revenge.
Oh yeah.
Which isn't very good,
right?
But I played a lot of that.
Yeah. Trying to think what other. I'm sure I've played other bad NES games in the day. I mean, a lot of licensed stuff. Back when the NES was out, and certainly like early Genesis, I would get suckered in with a licensed game. Like I finished Bart versus the Space Mutants.
Oh god, that game was so bad.
And that game is just a mess. It is so bad. Just everything of it, like the control, the graphics, the level design, just the worst. But I played through it. I finished it. I played through that terrible Fantasia game on Genesis.
I played through that as well. I played through that as well.
Because I
could never bring myself to do it.
Because I loved Castle of Illusion so much.
Yeah.
And that Fantasia predates Quackshot, right?
Yes.
No. Okay. I don't think so. I think Fantasia came out after.
I think you're wrong.
Pretty sure.
I mean, in this instance, I'm probably going to lean Greg on this.
They're both looking it up. Pretty sure Quackshot came out.
Was 1991.
What's that? Quackshot was 91?
No, Fantasia was 1991.
Fantasia 91. Quackshot. What do you got for me, Greg?
It's close.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Which one was it?
CJ.
Oh, I was thinking of World of Illusion.
CJ is right.
Oh.
By a couple months.
Oh, okay.
Oh, no, wait, I think I was thinking of World of Illusion.
No, sorry. Other way around. So Fantasia came out in August of 1991.
Okay.
Quackshot came out in December of 1991.
Okay.
Yeah, World of Illusion was after all of those.
Yeah, World was like the last of those, right?
I have never played Fantasia. I have only played World of Illusion.
Yeah. Now I played wait. Fantasia was first. It was
correct.
Castle of Illusion, Fantasia,
Quackshot, World of Illusion.
World of Illusion. Okay, yeah. So I loved Castle of Illusion so much, and how could I not? It was
great.
It's a great game, and I was an animation nerd, so I was convinced that Fantasia was not a really boring movie, or at least at least I told myself that Fantasia is not a really boring movie.
Yeah.
So I played that game, and it was just awful, but terrible. It had nice looking graphics, and it had classical music in it. So
it had classical music in it, but that game was a great example of the Genesis. Not saying not being able to do that music,
Right.
but whoever did it didn't do it justice.
Well, I didn't say it was good music.
Yeah.
I said it was classical music. It was an interpretation of classical music from the movie. But yeah, it was a terrible game, but I played through it.
So and that was the one that was taken off the market too, right?
Was it?
Apparently. That's the story.
What?
Although I honestly thinking back, I can't remember this actually happening. But yes, there's a pretty famous story at this point that I think Tom Kalinske and Al Nielsen have both told, where and actually no, I'll back that up. I've had it first told to me firsthand by Shinobu Toyota, who was I forget what his title was at Sega of America, but I interviewed him for the I think it was the Genesis Mega Drive Collected Works book a couple years back. And yeah, so Disney had awarded Sega the license to do various Disney games. It was a 3-game license, and Castle of Illusion was the first one.
Mm-hmm.
I think Dick Tracy was one of the. I think they had the license to to the movie, and Fantasia was the other one, I believe, and Quackshot and World of Illusion. But the game came out, and then I think it was Roy Disney, if he was still alive at that point.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody higher up at Disney anyway said, no, wait a minute. Walt said he never wanted this property licensed.
Oh.
Because it was, I mean, Fantasia was Walt Disney's baby. That was his passion project, right?
Right.
And yeah, so anyway, it was just kind of like okay, off the market.
Huh.
Yeah.
That is weird. I don't, because
interesting. That is on the Wikipedia page. Apparently 5,000 copies. Every unsold copy was to be destroyed.
Yes.
Huh.
Yep.
That's crazy. Okay.
That is weird. I'm
I
sure
don't remember it happening either. And I remember seeing copies of that game kicking around
forever.
Yeah, but I guess since they were already in the retail channel, they weren't,
Yeah, I was working at Babbage's in 91.
Yeah. It wasn't a recall. They just
Okay.
There wasn't a recall. It was just never restocked.
Okay, I gotcha. Huh. I had to have sold my copy back in the day. I can't imagine I still have that game. It's too bad.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, is it?
No, not really.
No, it was a terrible.
I don't think
game.
It's really worth anything, but
it was terrible.
Yeah.
All right, let's do this tweet from hacker alias Rambus Dunk, who says, I just recently realized I have spent a pretty large sum of money on Nintendo Online and Game Pass without using them at all. Just wasn't paying attention to the billing. I guess they won. Do you guys feel like you're getting good value from these services?
It's almost like they're designed for that.
Yeah, really.
Yeah, I mean, considering I played Undermine, which is a Game Pass game, and my daughter downloads a bunch of games off of Game Pass. And Flight Simulator is a Game Pass game. Battletoads is a Game Pass game.
Yeah.
Like all of these things, I feel like I am getting my money's worth.
You tend to get your money's worth out of that stuff.
Yeah.
Out of that stuff.
I don't feel I do so much, but I know my kids will jump into Game Pass pretty frequently.
Really?
And there's always 1 or 2 Game Pass games sort of downloaded to our library that I know they play. So, I mean, I guess I'm getting my money's worth out of it.
Yeah. I mean, I'm playing Battletoads. I'm going to play Undermine. I'm certainly very excited for Flight Sim. So I think,
yes,
I mean that alone is more than the price of the service for the year or whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
But all that being said,
in terms of Nintendo Switch Online, I do play some of the classic stuff on the Super Nintendo and NES side of things. But then I play Animal Crossing, which uses NSO, and Tetris 99.
Yep.
So yeah, I mean NSO especially is not that expensive. It's like $20.
Cheap.
Yeah, $20 for individual account and what 36 for a family.
Yeah, something like that.
And yeah, I feel like I'm getting my value out of that.
Yeah, my kid plays Minecraft on Switch a lot, so
yeah.
You know, like online with his buddies and stuff like that. So yeah, I think so. I think I am, but
I do. I can see how people wouldn't. And I honestly like PS Plus. Like I don't think I've gotten my money's worth out of PS Plus in years. Maybe like playing Fall Guys and Star Trek Bridge Crew.
Yeah,
is maybe the most value I've gotten out of PS Plus in a long time.
Well, I had to restart my PS Plus just to play Fall Guys because I fell into
You're
the
not
same
getting a pre-order.
Yeah, that's the problem. Did I screw
you just
myself?
Outed yourself.
Just outed yourself.
Well, I mean, you know what?
I had to restart PS Plus. Well,
I have a feeling that Sony could learn that I dropped PS Plus for a year or two by looking through their system.
Yeah,
as
but
opposed
now
to
we can alert
to-
them because
to
we
listening.
know a fair amount of
Alert
people
them.
who work at Sony.
That's true.
we do.
That's true. So, but yeah, I mean, I fell into that same trap where I was,
Paying for it
Where
and
I- where
not
I
using
hadn't-
it.
yeah, where I hadn't really been using
Sure.
PS Plus, and then one day you get the email that says, "Hey, we just charged your account." It's like, oh, yeah, that's right.
But it's
yeah.
I mean, it's not just video game stuff either, right? I mean, that's life right now.
That's very true.
Every other month, I get an email about a re-up from some
Right.
service I subscribed to for one thing like 12 months ago, and
Right.
completely forgot that they were going to renew.
Yeah.
And it's like, or I mean, all the streaming services now. I mean, my God, it's so easy to just end up with like 5 streaming services.
Yeah.
You're not getting your money's worth out of them usually. So
Yeah.
not all of them.
We had that problem with the CBS streaming
All
service.
Access.
Because we signed on to watch Discovery.
Mhm.
Star Trek Discovery, and then once the show ends, it's like, well, I already own Young Sheldon on Blu-ray. I don't need to have it streaming. So but you forget
Well, that's how you get all the special features. So
yeah.
Right.
Yeah, you got to get all that behind the scenes commentary from Young Sheldon himself.
the I have a problem with that here with a service called Crave.
Yeah.
Because now, of course, with all those streaming services, a lot of them have the extra licenses. Yeah, I know. A lot of them have the extra licenses now too, where
Yeah.
it's like, okay, you have Crave, and then if you pay this much more, then you've got
Oh,
HBO
right.
on Crave. So, and I did that because it was cheaper than getting HBO to watch the last season of Game of Thrones.
Right.
And as of now, I still have it.
Oh.
Every
okay.
time I decide, I should get rid of that, I go and look. It's like, oh wait, I haven't seen that.
Hmm.
And then I keep going.
That's how they get you.
Yeah, and then
wait for
now with
TJ to
streaming
get this
services in the US, they have here's the price you pay for the regular streaming service, and then if you want the ad-free version,
Right. Right.
it's like pay an extra $5 or whatever.
Yep.
It's silly, but hey. How else are you going to watch Class Action Park? Which I plan on watching this week.
Which service is that on?
HBO Max.
Action
okay.
Park?
It's a documentary about Action Park, which is a New
really?
Jersey
Oh, I know what Action Park is. Yeah.
theme park that had a bunch of accidents, yet
Is
they
that-
stayed in business.
Notoriously
Is that out
lax on their safety proprotols.
Yeah,
Is that out now? The
it is
documentary?
out now. Yeah, the
is it really?
documentary came out last week
Hmm.
on HBO Max. So you probably have it there on Crave there, Greg.
I'm looking.
Okay.
There it is.
Anyway,
There it is.
I think that's it. I think that's the show. Good place to end.
Hey man, if you think so.
Well, you
don't
want
wanna
to do
tell-
another tweet?
I don't want to tell you what to do.
Okay.
I want the show to go even longer because CJ has to deal with the microphone getting better and worse throughout.
It has mostly been bad. Gonna have to get you a new mic.
Well, let's see
Something.
how streaming goes tomorrow night. If it's crappy on there too, then we'll know it's the mic.
Alrighty, and that is our show for this week. Thank you very much for listening. If you have a question for us or would like to comment on something you heard, you can direct that to @P1 Podcast on the Twitters, or you can go to our internet website at playeronepodcast.com. There you'll find our contact information. You'll find blog entries about Sega CD stuff from Mr. Greg Seward whenever he gets the fancy to write one.
Started working on a new one today.
Excellent. You will also find new episodes of Generation 16 as they happen.
Oh yeah, I wanted to say thank you to the Video Game History. What's the actual name of that? It's Frank Cifaldi's group, Video Game History Foundation. They retweeted the Laser Active episode
Awesome.
today, and just called out that it was an excellent history and that people should watch it. So thank you very much for that. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Very nice.
And you will find show notes and links to all the things that we talked about on the show on our website. Like I'll probably have to link to what obscure thing did we talk about? Fantasia for Genesis. I'll probably link to that. So find out all that stuff. If you missed the name of a game that we talked about or whatever, it's in the show notes. Just check it. It's that easy. It's probably the show notes are in the podcast player that you're listening to the show on right now, probably. Or you can go to our website. Anyway, you will also find a link to our Discord server where you can discuss this episode with us and our other listeners.
If you would like to subscribe to the Player One Podcast, you can do so by visiting playeronepodcast.com or by loading up your favorite podcast listening application. We're also on Spotify. We're on Stitcher Radio. You can like us on Facebook. You can watch video archives of our show. Or watch us live most weeks at the youtubes.com/P1 podcast. Follow our Twitter account at P1 podcast to find out when we are doing our next live show. Typically, my friends, it is Sunday nights at 5:30 specific time. Join us, won't you? You can see our ugly mugs doing this crap. If you like what you've heard, and how could you, head over to patreon.com/P1 podcast. Throw a few shekels our way. Greg needs a new microphone.
Probably. Or at least a new USB cable or something.
Yeah.
Probably a new microphone.
Or a new larynx.
Or that.
Maybe it's an internal problem. We don't know.
There is a nick on this USB cable.
Oh, is there really?
Oh,
I just noticed.
What's
there
he doing there?
It's pretty good.
Thank you.
It's funny.
Like it was a guy.
Yeah. No, I get it.
Like it was a fellow.
Short for
named
Nicholas. Yep.
Nick. Yeah. Like disrupting the sound.
Yes.
That was pretty clever. That wasn't bad. Pretty clever. No, I enjoyed it. Yeah, I like that one. I'd like. Well, it's CJ.
Yeah.
Keep that one in the show.
Okay.
Keep that little quip in the show. Okay.
Okay.
I know you edit out the duds, but I think we should keep that one in there.
No, I keep the duds.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you've got a reputation to uphold, so.
Yeah.
But seriously, friends, your Patreon dollars do, of course, help keep things running smoothly here. It keeps our Zooms zooming. It keeps the internet on. And indeed, it keeps microphones in check. So we do appreciate your support. And of course, if you are a $5 Patreon friend, you do gain access to a weekly post show where we play games, we crack wise, we do all that fun stuff that society doesn't allow us to do on the main show.
Squares, man.
Standards.
Yeah.
Yeah. What are we doing this week, CJ? What do we have?
Oh, we're doing a soundtrack quiz this week.
That's going to be bad.
Guess the game from track names on the soundtrack.
Oh, from the track names?
Correct.
We're
going to give this a shot.
Like we're not even going to listen to the music. It's just going to be the name of the track.
That's right. Yes.
Man, unless it's like
get ready. Get ready. It could be a colossal train wreck. Let's just
This track is entitled Cutman Theme. I might do okay in that case.
I won't.
Oh my God.
It's Mega Man 1. Cutman is in Mega Man 1.
Okay.
CJ. Come on. I wasn't even trying to be obscure.
When everybody plays first, because that's the default setting for the menu.
It's true. It's absolutely true.
They should be playing Gutsman first.
It's that is true. Gutsman is the
I know,
go.
Phil. Yeah. You and me.
Yeah, because then you can get the magnet beam without having to backtrack and do a level again. I know.
Exactly.
Gutsman, he's not that tough to kill with your Mega Buster.
Nope.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just got to jump at the right time.
Yeah, it's not that hard, folks. That's gonna be bad though. I'm gonna do poorly on this.
We'll see.
Oh man, but if you want to see that humiliation, tune in.
And why wouldn't you want to?
Why wouldn't you want to? Holy cow. And you know what? If you want a heap and helping of a sampling of our post shows, CJ here has been posting on Thursdays some of our old, like 2 years old post shows. So you can get a sample, a little taste. First one's free. I mean, the first one's free every week because CJ keeps putting them out there. Sure. But then you can get the fresh stuff with the Patreon. And if you have a couple bucks left over, head over to Generation-16, where you will find the Patreon link to help support Greg Stewart's outstanding, and it is outstanding, web series about North America's favorite runner-up, the Sega Genesis.
Thank you, Philip.
And of course, his latest hour-long video retrospective on the Laser Active is tearing up the YouTube charts right now. So if you have not, it's tearing it up.
It's a fantastic journey back to the 70s and 80s and 90s. And I think you'll enjoy it.
Yeah, if you've not watched it yet, actually, please do watch it. It's really quite good. And you will learn something about a very obscure chunk of video game history that, of course, ties into the Sega Genesis.
You even get to see some Captain Power toys.
You do get to see some Captain Power toys. I thought I was watching Toy Galaxy for a minute there.
Oh man, that would be if somebody made a comparison that wasn't tongue in cheek like that.
Well, I mean, Toy Galaxy.
High praise. Toy Galaxy's
Toy
awesome.
Galaxy's very good.
Oh yeah.
Holy cow, man! Yeah. Oh man, yeah. If you want to watch, hey nerds,
after you finish watching the Laser Active episode,
yeah, if you want to watch some fun toy reviews and retrospectives of like
really
old 80s crap.
Retrospectives that's what I think they do better than anything else.
Although he's been doing some solid live action stuff lately.
Oh, he's been going through history of Automan.
Yeah, he did like the history of Automan.
Their history of stuff is amazing.
Yeah,
Captain Power. Oh man. All right.
No. Have you not seen Toy Galaxy, CJ?
I'll go watch that. He's never watched Generation 16, but he'll go watch all of this.
Yeah.
Now.
No, I there are a handful of Patreon things, content makers. I support a handful of Patreon creators, and Toy Galaxy is certainly one of them because Toy Galaxy's good stuff. But yeah, go check out the Laser Active video and enjoy it, and then watch all of Greg's other stuff because they're all actually quite good. For as glib as I like to be towards Greg, he does produce some decent content.
Thanks, Phil.
Yeah, don't make me regret my kind words. CJ.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Phil.
Of course. And Gregory.
Yo.
Thank you as well.
Thank you, Philip.
I do what I can. And of course, thank you to our wonderful, wonderful listeners. We love you all so very much. Take care of yourself. Take care of your friends and your loved ones. Those around you, those you have yet to meet. Wear your masks. Be nice to each other. Have fun. And we hope to see you next week.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Toodaloodles.